Thank you for stopping by the Plant Hub online store. One of the challenges of buying anything on the internet is that you can't touch and feel the product. And so you're relying on the person you're buying of to send you something that is of value. Now, the Plant Hub grow our plants in tube stock. Now, a tube is typically a container that's 50 ml across by 90 ml steep on average. We use a number of different sizes, whether they be a round tube, a square, or two different types of square tubes actually, or what's known as a Viro tube. What we have here is a grouping of plants which shows you the typical size of the plants that we would actually ship out. Naturally, plants being a growing product, something that is released early in the season will be a little bit shorter than something that's released later in the season. As an example, this is a Lomandra longifolia. This would be the minimum size plant that we would send in a Lomandra longifolia or a mat brush. Typically, the plants would be about this size. As you can see, we have a range of plants from ground covers to low-growing shrubs and low-growing plants to grass-type plants. Now, the size of the plant that you'll get is typically in line with how big the plant grows at maturity. As an example, a ground cover plant like this native violet isn't going to have enormous height because it is a ground growing plant that spreads across the ground. Another example of that would be the silver-leafed dichondra, which again is a weeping plant, a trailing plant, so you're not going to get enormous height. Then we come to something like a Dianella Little Jess, and as the name suggests, it's only a little plant, so the plants themselves in the tubes aren't going to be ginormous, but as you can see from that, it's still a very robust plant. When we get to plants that grow taller, like the Lomandra Cadybells, now this will grow to 1.5 metres, the plants are naturally going to be taller, so you get a good, robust plant. And of course that applies to our range of other grasses. The taller the plant grows, generally speaking, the taller it's going to be in the tube. So I hope that gives you an idea. Now, just some other points to keep in mind with plants that are grown at the Plant Hub. We grow all our plants outdoors. They're ready to be planted directly in the garden. They don't need to be hardened off. We don't grow them in conditions that you wouldn't grow them in your own garden. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that's answered some questions about what the product is that you're purchasing from the Plant Hub online store.